Girls
Versus Ghouls.
Good evening and welcome. This is Girls Versus Ghouls. Tonight, we are hopping aboard the infamous Queen Mary, alternately called the Grey Ghost. I mean this figuratively. I mean, we aren't actually boarding the Queen Mary tonight. Eventually, though. It's in Long Beach, so it's high on the list of places we will be visiting soon.
Yeah, and it's pretty close to us.
Exactly.
You could
Nevertheless,
sleep there.
on
What?
the Queen
Really?
Mary.
It's a
It's a
hotel.
hotel, right?
Yeah,
A legitimate hotel?
it's a
Like,
hotel.
still active?
Yes, you can
Holy
sleep there.
crap.
Okay, well,
Wow.
we're doing that.
Yeah. Sign me up.
All right, to continue. So we will be hopping aboard very soon. Nevertheless, we are taking a deep dive into the history and hauntings of this nautical nightmare. From luxury liner to valiant war vessel, and finally to haunted tourist attraction. This is the Queen Mary. So
Yes, it is.
I was very excited about this one when Maddie chose it, since it was her week to decide, because I've heard so much about it, but only in this really vague general sense. Only in it being haunted, just haunted. No details, it's haunted. And so I never actually knew much about it. So this is our opportunity to understand the legends and why it's gained such a reputation as one of the country's most haunted ships. So
Yeah, I
when
was
you guys-
excited for it too.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard a lot about it. Actually, it's just randomly. I think there was a couple of YouTubers that I watched makeup videos, and she did like her makeup at it, and I didn't realize like how close it was. It's like literally, yeah, in Long Beach. That's crazy.
what about you, Madeline? Have you hung out in Long Beach? Like ever seen it or anything?
Long Beach? I can't even remember the last time I was in Long Beach.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't know if I've ever been to Long Beach. There's so many beaches here, you know. I don't know
Hard-
which,
hard
how,
to-
I don't know which ones I've been to.
I went to Long Beach for a hair show once, but I don't. Yeah, it was strictly for the hair show, so I wasn't thinking of anything else. I didn't go outside the show.
Yeah, and the Queen Mary is still under 100 years old, so not as old as some of the other locations that we've visited so far.
But it's seen more death than any of them.
Yeah,
This is true.
Oh dang, that's crazy to think of.
There's a lot packed in to the
The
90
years
years
brought.
it's been around.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right, so let's get started into the history of this ship. So Maddie, if you want to kick it off.
Yeah, me and Jewel have our coffees. Or Jewel, what do you have again?
I have my
Rosemary
rosemary
water.
infused water.
Rosemary infused water, and Malin has her Coke Zero. We are sitting down and we're ready. I'm ready for my history lesson. Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
And then after that, I'm ready to not want to sleep tonight.
I know some of the deaths that I've heard of because I try, if you guys didn't know, every time we do this, I only do my section of the hauntings. Jill only does her section, and Mal does her section.
Me
I don't,
too.
Yeah, I don't look up other people's sections, so I don't look up the history per se. I want it to be a surprise for this moment exactly. So I'm as surprised as you are as we listen.
We're all about impromptu live reactions. You're getting real
Yeah.
responses.
I'm excited. Go, Malin. Tell me what happened.
Okay. So the construction starts up. The construction on the ship, known only at the time as Hull number 534, began in December of 1930 by Cunard Lines and was built by the John Brown Company shipyard at Clydebank in Scotland.
Wait, it was built in Scotland?
Yeah. But work had to halt on the building of that ship in December of 1931, so just a year of building it, due to the Great Depression.
Oh.
It's bigger than the Titanic was.
Yeah, I think I saw it twice the size.
I don't know if it was twice the size. But it was bigger and faster. I know that.
Mhm.
Bigger. Wait, you said it's bigger and faster than what?
The Titanic.
The Titanic.
Which
Oh,
was
yeah.
built about 20 years prior to this.
Yeah, I heard it was bigger. Okay, cool.
On March 27th of 1934, the North Atlantic Shipping Bill was passed. and the British Treasury was able to make advances toward the completion of project number 534. They've put 4.5 million euros toward the completion of the ship, and an advance of 5 million euros to build a second liner, which would be the RMS Queen Elizabeth, her sister ship.
She has a sister?
Yeah, they have a sister.
Aw. So we got Mary and Elizabeth. Precious.
Yeah, it's cute. The intention for the two ships was to provide a weekly service to go from Cherbourg, France to New York. So they go across the Atlantic weekly, bringing people across. One condition of the loan was that Cunard Lines had to merge with White Star Lines, which was another British shipping company at the time that was struggling. And White Star Line is the company that commissioned the Titanic.
All right, so they already had a good track record.
I'm
I was thinking the same thing.
yeah, like I'm assuming that's
Starting
the
off
reason they're
strong.
struggling, right? People are like, I don't want to go on their ships.
I wouldn't. Me and Joel were actually talking about that I don't think I would ever in general go on a ship after like everything that I've seen.
But at the time, that was like how people got across the Atlantic. You know, we
Yeah, that's
couldn't
how
get
people
across.
got. Yeah, no, I completely
any other
understand. That's how
way.
you got everywhere. Looks like I wouldn't be traveling.
Yeah, Allison's staying put.
I'm not going anywhere.
Sticks to her hemisphere.
Yeah, I'm not going
Stop.
nowhere.
Travel isn't worth it. The dangers of the open ocean.
Yeah, Allison. I don't know. I want to put Allison on a boat. See how she reacts.
I don't know.
I would hate it.
On a boat.
I've been on boats, I think, twice in my life. One for prom, and then one for my friends and I got on a boat for my birthday like 2 years ago.
But were either of them moving?
Yeah, they're both moving.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not just standing on it. Yeah, no, it's like it went around the harbor, San Diego Harbor. It was fine. I usually have motion sickness, but I didn't get sick at all, either one.
Not on the open ocean, though. I don't think any of us have been on an open ocean. They named the Queen Elizabeth after Her Majesty, the Queen Elizabeth of Tech, which is, I learned, it was a tiny kingdom in Germany. What was a city in a kingdom? Trek? Trec?
Okay.
It was in like Württemberg.
Tiny kingdom in Württemberg.
It's no longer a kingdom, I guess. During its existence, it's been a republic, a kingdom, a duchy, a courtship.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's this little land's seen a lot. But that's where
For
she
real?
was from. There's actually kind of a funny story about this. Apparently, the ship company denies it, but I guess the owners at the time of the company were talking to the king, and they were saying that they wanted to name the ship after the greatest queen in English history. And the king was like, "Of course, my wife, Mary." Yeah, but a rumor is that they wanted to name it.
Yeah.
They wanted to name it the Victoria.
Of course, my wife.
Yeah, basically. It's like, yes, the greatest queen in history, my wife.
How did you know? Yeah.
Basically.
That's what I tell her before bed every night.
My darling,
man.
beautiful wife.
Yeah.
And then the shipping company was like,
Basically, they're like,
Yeah.
well, not, they're like, they look at each other like, what do we do?
Scratch it.
yeah, I like to think that in that moment they were like,
Yes,
yes.
the Queen Mary.
I mean, what else can you say, honestly? I'd be like, oh, crap.
Honestly, I thought the Queen Mary was named after Mary, Queen of Scots. But that's probably just because it's like that or Bloody Mary, the only two, Queen Marys that I know of. But now I know of a third one. So yeah, there's technically two Queen Marys. There's this one that we're talking about, and then there's Queen Mary II, which is a current cruise ship, to my understanding. Completion took 3.5 years and cost £3.5 million, which is apparently the equivalent of over $300 million today, which is fucking mind-blowing. They're in the Depression. $300 million?
They should have given that money to a poorhouse.
Anyway, upon completion, it was 181 feet tall and 1,132 feet long and weighed 80,000 tons.
Wow, that's a lot of meat.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big bitch.
So on May 27th of 1936, the Queen Mary departed from Southampton at 4:33 p.m. on her maiden voyage. She arrived in Cherbourg, France at 8:47 and departed at 12:39 that night to arrive in New York at 4:20 p.m. after 5 days, 5 hours, and 13 minutes. So yeah, that's not too bad. 5 days.
I don't know.
Well, 'cause, you know,
To
nowadays.
go from honestly, by all across the Atlantic, like that seems
only 5
not that bad.
days. Apparently, there was a promenade deck, which there was like literally like a Macy's and a mall and stuff on the ship. So I can't imagine, at least for the first class passengers, you can't be that bored. 5 days, you go shopping. On August 31st of 1936, the Queen Mary undertook a record-breaking westbound crossing. On her 6th round-trip voyage, she won the Blue Ribbon for the fastest North Atlantic crossing, and she won it from the French ocean liner, the SS Normandy, which was...
good for her.
Yeah. The Normandy won the honor back just a few months later, back in 1937. And there was like a back and forth between these ships. It's kind of funny. Like first, the Normandy was the largest ocean liner until the Queen Mary was built. And then that one, the largest ocean liner. And then it was also the heaviest. But then like the Normandy added another 1,000 tons to it. So now it was the heaviest. So yeah, it was just, and then like the Queen Mary's like, well, and then it won it back. In the August 15th of 1937, the Queen Mary won and held the Blue Ribbon record for the fastest crossing.
Okay, I thought we were gonna like do a competition for the heaviest for a second.
No,
like why would they want that?
They was,
I was like,
dude, they were going everywhere. Oh, they were like, I just want to win.
Yeah, for real. I when you were talking though, I thought you were gonna tell me they were having a competition for the heaviest. I was like,
they kind of did. It was like the Normandy added more weight, it seems, just to be a little heavier than the Queen Mary. They like, if we can't have this, at least we have that.
Yeah, I guess. Oh my gosh.
On August 30th of 1939, the Queen Mary departed to Southampton on the final peacetime voyage, carrying the largest number of passengers of 2,552, which included Mr. and Mrs. Bob Hope, and millions of dollars in gold.
Ooh.
Now, you know who Bob Hope is, Allison?
No.
He's a British-American actor.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I thought it would be, I wanted to mention a couple of like Elizabeth Taylor, like Audrey Hepburn are kind of the type of people who went first class on these types of ships all the time. Like those are some of the.
I love me some Audrey Hepburn.
Yeah, I thought you would like that.
I do. Wait, who was the guy's name again?
Bob Hope. But yeah, the war starts. World War II. September 3rd of 1939, France and England declared war on Germany. And at this time, the Queen Mary was on her way to New York, and it got stuck there for a few months because war was declared, and they're like, we'll just stay there because we don't know what to do with you. After a few months of being in New York, it departed to go to Sydney, Australia, so it could be fitted as a troop ship. And the accommodations were increased from 2,140 to 5,500. So they like doubled the amount of people that could sleep on the ship. And they did that a couple more times. Like they added how many accommodations and people could stay on the ship because they need to keep, moving more and more troops. Yeah. They removed, I thought this was insane, they removed 6 miles of carpet. Okay. 220 cases of china.
Wait, well, like carpet like that was actually in the ship?
Yeah, this is what they took out of the ship.
What the
6
hell?
miles.
6 miles of carpet.
This is a big ship.
Yeah. But yeah, 220 cases of china, crystal, glasses and stuff, silverware and cutlery, tapestries and paintings. These are all the things that they had to remove from the ship because it was a luxury liner. So they had to like cut down all this luxury to make it a warship. But I was like, that's a lot of stuff, dude. It kind of gave you an idea of how luxurious it was when they say like 220 cases of china. But
That's expensive.
the ship's hull superstructures, the funnels were all painted the navy gray, and as a result, it received the name the Gray Ghost because of its speed as well. It was sliding through that water. The Queen Mary and the Queen Elizabeth were the largest and fastest troop ships that were involved during World War II. I thought that was a fun fact. During the war, the Queen Mary was the first ship to carry more than 10,000 persons on a single ship, as well as the first ship to carry a whole armored infantry division of 15,125 troops and 863 crew members. That's a lot of people on that ship. Like
for real.
like the last number I read was 5,500 accommodations. All of a sudden, they got 15,000 people on this ship. Okay. All of a sudden, man, they got this.
It's
many
the
people.
carpet.
It's all
That carpet.
All the room taken up by carpet in China. They were able to fit, all those servicemen.
Yeah, like, you guys, there's a whole back room full of stuff we can remove.
Do it. We could fit 10,000 more people in here.
Like,
Yeah, it was really inefficient how we were stacking the carpet on top of each other so that people couldn't.
Couldn't even use that room.
Yeah.
so, on October 2nd of 1942, the Queen Mary collided with the British light cruiser, the Curaçao.
Oh my god.
And this is the most insane incident that I can, well, I don't know. There's a couple insane incidents.
I don't know. This
one's pretty
blew
insane.
my mind. Yeah.
Yeah. So, to give you an idea, the Queen Mary was 20 times larger than the Curaçao. Huge, tiny. Okay.
Teeny tiny.
Apparently, I read this and I was like, this better not be true because this is insane. Both captains were informed that they were like going to be on a collision course, and they like both apparently believed that the other would take the evasive action. And then they ended up crashing. So I was like, if that is true, like there is a horrendous lack of communication happening. And both the captains survived, It wasn't, in the end, they didn't die. It was like the crew.
They were both like, "Oh, you got this, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
you got this."
like, I'm sure
Yeah,
he's
you got
gonna
this.
do something. He's like, God, we're getting really close. It seems like no one's gonna. Oh,
This was. Oh my god.
but yeah. So this is a account from the incident. It says, run. This is short speak. Run into light cruiser 2:15 p.m. Cut cruiser in two parts, and cruiser boilers exploded immediately. Our ships really jarred at the impact, and we all thought we caught a torpedo. Rushed out on deck in time to see stern part of cruiser turn up on end and go down in icy waters.
Wow.
Saw front parts of cruiser burning and rolling over slowly. It sank in about 4 minutes. Our ship is taking on water to the first bulkhead, which is like right where it made contact. But I guess it wasn't that bad. They were able to like seal it with cement, so like the damage to the Queen Mary wasn't too bad. It was much larger than the other ship.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We're fine. It was a pebble.
So this happened right off of the Irish coast, and the Queen Mary had thousands of American troops of the 29th Infantry Division on it at the time, and because of the threat of U-boats, they had orders to not stop for any reason. So the captain immediately let out a call for distress signal for the incident, but they had to keep going. And apparently, they're going right through the center of this crash site.
Yeah.
And there are people in the water. You get the picture of what's happening. People probably got cut up in the rudders. Pretty horrible.
Yeah. Oh, man.
It took
This makes me depressed.
Yeah. It took like 2 hours for rescuers to finally get there, and they were able to rescue 99 people, and 338 men died.
That's
That's a lot. Yeah.
so many.
Yeah.
From a accident.
Yeah. From apparently a lack of communication, I guess.
Or was it?
Was it on purpose?
We'll never know.
I don't think it was on purpose.
That's just so many people.
That's a lot of people.
Also,
like, you know what? Let's not contact them. How did they not know? I don't know. I'm not a salesman. I don't know how that works, but I just don't understand how they could just like collide with their
well, because they were doing
escort.
they were doing what's the word? Evasive maneuver. So
They're doing like
they're
a
doing
serpentine.
a side to side maneuver in
Yeah.
front of the boat, and so they were making up less time with each passing than the Queen Mary was making going straight. And it just wasn't timed correctly.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So
Well,
over 300 people, you said?
Yeah,
How many?
338.
338 people.
only 99 survived.
Mm-hmm. One of them
Which
was the
I
captain.
don't even know how they survived. Yeah.
Well, I'm guessing
Yeah.
it was people in the front of the boat. Anyone in like the back or like in the engine room areas where like the boilers were probably were the majority of the deaths.
Yeah, but how did they even survive that like freezing water?
Maybe they could float on some stuff. I don't know.
They
Oh, man.
survived.
Yeah, they did. They did it. Good for them.
And then in December, the same year, 1942, the Queen Mary was about 700 miles from Scotland, and there was a gale force wind thing happening, which are strong winds that register between 34 and 47 knots of sustained surface wind.
Oh,
That's
damn.
the definition of a gale force wind. They were hit by a rogue wave, which in my mind is like the most terrifying thing that can happen when you're on a ship.
Oh my
Like
god.
straight out in the ocean. Rogue
Yeah.
wave.
I think of that movie Poseidon.
Poseidon,
Every time. It's when I
Every
hear that,
time.
I'm like, oh. But yeah, they didn't, like, obviously they didn't crash, but I thought that was like, I'm just like, that's why.
But you just need to hear the words rogue wave and then just
Yeah,
insta ghost.
yeah, I hate it. But apparently, though, it might have reached 92 feet tall.
Like I know like I hear the term rogue wave not often or anything, but I forget how big waves can be, you know?
Yeah, you do. Like you hear about like those super waves, those what do they call them? Like when you get them off the coast of Hawaii, people like crazy people surf.
Oh, I don't know what those
Mavericks.
are called,
They call them Mavericks. Yeah, those waves. People surf that shit. I can't.
How tall are those waves?
I don't know how tall those are, but this is 92 feet. I don't.
Huh.
Are they taller than that?
Huh.
They can't
Oh my
be,
God.
right? Maybe I think those. Maybe they get like 30-foot waves or something.
Okay, so
That sounds reasonable.
I actually have the answer. So it says in the Pacific Ocean, maverick waves can crest between 25 to 60 feet.
Fuck.
Can you imagine surfing a 60-foot wave?
I couldn't imagine surfing a 2-foot wave.
To be quite honest, yeah.
I can't even imagine surfing.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't want to be in the ocean.
Yeah. I still want to learn how to surf. It looks like
me
a good
too.
time.
We live in California. It's something you
It's a
gotta do.
staple.
Yeah.
All right. So post-war, that was the most exciting things that happened during the war for the ship. Overall, it made many successful trips across, bringing troops to where it needed to go.
Good for you.
But
Queen
from
Mary.
September of 1946,
But
Thank you for your service.
then
from September of 1946 to July of 1947, the Queen Mary was retrofitted for passenger service once again. They added air conditioning, upgraded her configurations to 711 first class, 707 cabin class, and 577 tourist class passengers. So they're ready to become a passenger ship again.
they're
And
ready.
yeah, it took 10 months of renovations for it to be ready for going back to seafaring. Well, not too much exciting stuff happened. Mostly this is just successful trips and stuff that it's done. I have a list of the deaths but because a lot of them didn't have necessarily dates, I don't have them put into like a timeline. It's kind of just
Tell
like
me the deaths.
hearsay death. You don't want to hear all the other history? You're just done with that?
No, I do. I was just curious. Like what I'm really curious about is so it became a commercial liner again.
Yes.
How long was it a commercial liner again, and when did it retire, and why?
Well, the reason it retired was because by like the late or the early 60s, air travel became more popular, and it was quicker and easier to take, a plane across in a couple hours than it was to take a 5-day cruise, And the Queen Mary wasn't really designed because at this time, like what we now see as cruise lining, cruise ships became popular, and the Queen Mary wasn't necessarily designed to be a cruise ship like that. It was also getting pretty old at this point, so they decided to put it up for sale in 1966.
And is that when the city of Long Beach bought it?
Yeah, they on July 27th of 1967, Long Beach bid $3.45 million for the boat.
And oh my gosh.
Okay.
It was accepted. So they were like, yes.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'll take that money.
Yeah.
And then they did a couple of final crossings before finally stopping at Long Beach on its voyage number 516. They did kind of like a little like parade thing. Like Long Beach was like, look what we bought kind of thing.
I mean, honestly, if I spent that much money, I might show off a little bit. Yeah.
Check out my boat.
I bought this boat. You don't got a boat.
I'm on a boat.
So it's like a war hero vessel, no less.
Yeah, on top of that, yeah. It has a good history. I can see why they're like, yeah, look what we got. It arrived in Long Beach on December 9th and was removed from the British Registry on December 11th and transferred to the ownership of the city of Long Beach. And then it became completely dependent to shoreside utilities. So it's no longer, if you go see it, it has a bunch of tubes sticking out of it because you can't just take it out and go on a cruise anymore. It's docked and it's staying there. It's not moving. So in 1947, the Queen Mary was opened for tours and stuff. And then in 1977, they opened the first 150 hotel rooms. And Disney, the company, owned the lease for the attraction from March 29th of 1988 to September 30th of 1992.
Of course they would.
Yeah. They also bought they bought it from the Rather Corporation for $152 million.
Holy crap, that price jumped up.
Yeah.
What was it? The first buyer was 32 million. Now it's 100 something. What?
Well, the Long Beach still owns it, but they are the contracting companies to like do the attraction for it and earn the gross earnings from the attraction, things like that. And so Disney had bought it, and they also included the Howard Hughes Bruce, or which is called the Flying Goose, and it was the largest wooden airplane ever constructed. Never heard of this thing before. It's in Oregon now, but apparently that was also there at the time.
I'm gonna look up how much it is to stay in the room.
You should.
Let me see.
But yeah, but eventually they cut the lease and it opened again in December of 1993, and they reopened all the hotel rooms and the tours and stuff. One thing I thought was interesting, because we're already talking about like a haunted boat. The Titanic expedition was on the Queen Mary for a while.
What do you mean the Titanic expedition?
Like, you know how they take all those, they have the artifacts from the crash and they have like the people's belongings and stuff that they brought up and preserved. They sometimes they send them around, like other museums, like it's a miniature like short time expedition here. So they would take all those artifacts and they sent them, and it was on the Queen Mary for a while. And I was like, can you imagine how haunted that place was then? Because apparently, people say that like the Titanic stuff is all haunted because people who died, like they latched on to their belongings and stuff. And apparently like the Titanic Museum, there's a lot of hauntings and stuff. I think that's back east somewhere. But I was like, they put that stuff on there, and all those ghosts got to like hang out for a while, I guess, talk about their mishaps.
Just swapping stories.
Yeah, their mishaps, their seafaring mishaps.
It looks like it's about 200 a night.
That sounds.
I have to call, but I mean,
stay in the hotel.
Yeah, on average, it looks like 200 a night.
That's not that bad.
So this October, it'll be 54 years since it was docked in Long Beach, and 83 years since her maiden voyage on the 27th of this month.
Cute.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. So now we can get into the deaths. So the ship's official logbooks apparently account for 49 deaths on board. And most of these were caused by like regular like heart attacks, just natural deaths. That happens. It's actually apparently really common for people to die on like ships and cruise ships and stuff. Like they have morgues. If you didn't know that, your cruise ship has a morgue on it, ready for you to die.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Wait, there's legit a morgue?
Yeah, there are morgues on cruise ships because it's all like like elderly couples, they'll go on a cruise and then you die. They got to do something with the body before they come back.
Oh my god.
Gotta stick you somewhere.
Yeah, so there's usually morgues on ships.
I know, it's something I never considered, but that makes a lot of sense. They can't just bury old grandma and
They'll
grandpa
just do a
Jenkins
sea
at
burial.
Yeah.
Like, bye.
you send your like elderly aunt and uncle out onto a cruise, and then like they don't come back, and they're like, oh yeah, they both succumbed to their old age, and we just buried them at sea.
Like, here are the coordinates of where we dropped his body.
Here's some pictures of the ceremony we did.
Like, it was very beautiful.
It was very beautiful. It was majestic as hell.
I want my funeral to be just like that.
Yeah.
We pulled all the stops.
Okay, so there's a couple of deaths that I can't, like, they're not necessarily like I can confirm or like say that they did or did not happen, because I can't, you couldn't get access to the actual death logs. And there's also that period of time when it was a warship, and a lot of records from World War II are still confidential. And so for people who died during, like, on the ship during that time, we don't really have records of that.
Okay.
But let's get into those stories. Let's see. There's William Stark, who apparently drank a cleaning liquid out of a gin bottle.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. I have a story about that one.
Yeah, 1949, which is mad unfortunate, I would say.
I mean, that was...
It was probably... I wonder what maybe it was like... I mean, because he was drinking out of a gin bottle, so...
Oh, you know what I'm thinking?
What alcohol can you mistake? Or what, like, chemical can you mistake? You think he was already drunk and, like, just accidentally drank ammonia or something?
So it actually can be really easy, especially at that time when they didn't do a ton of stuff to separate harmful chemicals from everything else. For example, like a common cleaning acid in the late 1800s or early 1900s called carbolic acid that resembles what an alcohol would look like. And so there have been times where people take a swing of a bottle that's not properly labeled. Incidents like this is actually why we have like such strong regulations about labeling these things. And they would just take a swing of it thinking, oh, this is like my brandy or my whatever. And it turns out they're taking a big swing of acid and they die. That's not unheard of for the time period.
Oopsies.
I mean, actually 1949
1940
is that... Yeah, even no, it could still happen, but I'm saying that is the reason why we have strong regulations. It used to be more common.
So
that's insane.
Another the story from when the ship, this is a wartime story, was in the Red Sea, and troops were crowded below deck in 100-degree weather with no proper ventilation because all the portholes were welded shut and blacked out. Right, and this is records from the war times are very hard to come by, so it's unknown how many soldiers died due to conditions like these. And then I heard apparently at least 1 or 2 people drowned in the pools.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too.
Because it's 2 swimming pools on board.
Yeah, 2. There was the upper class and then the lower class swimming pool. At least everyone got to swim.
Which one did they drown in?
I don't know.
Upper class.
I also couldn't. I think it's 2 different. Like, this happened 2 different times because Allison will get into. I guess I'll let Allison talk about that. Okay, anyway, there was a cook that was apparently murdered during World War II.
Yeah, I had that one.
Allison will give us the details on that.
But he was apparently
that one was horrifying.
Yeah, I guess like the story is that he was just. I don't know if he was a bad cook on purpose. Like he was trolling the other soldiers. And so that's why they did it. That would be more reasonable, I suppose, than just being like, this guy's a bad cook, so let's stick him into the oven and murder him. Okay. Well, there's one more. This happened recently. Well, actually, there is a couple, but I'll skip them.
Whoa, recent?
Recently, 2011.
Whoa.
A woman fell from the
Oh no.
from the deck. She fell 75 feet into the water below where the ship and the deck are, like in between that area. She apparently was
Oh my god.
drunk at the time,
Oh
and
no.
was
Sounds like something.
climbed over the railing, and I guess her boyfriend tried to like grab her, and he went over as well, apparently trying to save her. He survived, but she died.
Okay, so it was just like that scene from the Titanic, except they didn't make it.
Yeah, except horrible. Yes.
Yeah.
Not romantic. I don't know.
No. Well, still kind of. No, it's romantic. It's just tragic.
I don't know. That's not how I want to go out whatsoever. Fuck that.
Yeah, just don't get drunk and go over the railings of a ship. My
Can't
God.
promise. Sorry.
Allison.
I know. I was gonna say that sounds like something else in my too.
I can't
Okay,
promise.
Allison, will we
anything.
visit the Queen Mary? I'm going to put a leash on you, like one of those child's leashes. We'll put butterfly wings on it.
Just
and then
don't let her
sure.
drink.
Butterfly wings.
Yeah, see, she'll love it. Yeah, keep you safe.
Thank you, Jewel.
You're welcome.
I'm a princess.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, come along now, Allison.
I'm a fairy princess.
That's the spirit.
Yeah, I'm not mad at the idea. That's kind of cute.
All
I
right.
would be actually pretty happy with all the weird looks I would get. I would embrace it all the way.
Talk about some ghosts.
Is it time?
Talk about ghosts, baby.
Talk about you and me. Talk about all the bad things and the ghostly things indeed. All right, let's see. Okay, here we go. Have been haunting the Queen Mary ship and have increased in it has increased in numbers. The Queen Mary ship, once a premier ocean liner that sailed from North Atlantic Ocean between 1930s and 1960s, is now a famous world tourist attraction, not just because of its fairy history, but also because of the paranormal guests that are supposed to be aboard and haunting it. Oh man, I'm excited. Okay. Yeah. Ooh, I'm the ghost. Alright. There have been numerous sightings by tourists who have seen various apparitions and events that could not have been taken place normally in a ship that has been defunct for over 40 years. There have been reports of being over 150 ghosts on the Queen Mary ship. That's a lot. 150? Oh my god, you guys want me to sleep here?
Wait, 150 what?
Ghosts.
Oh,
It
ghosts.
says they have 150 ghosts on the Queen Mary ship, and going by the regularity in the sightings, these paranormal beings are there. Seems to be a lot of truth to them. So they're implying that, not only is there a lot of them, but because of the regular sightings that people see, there is quite some truth to it. All right, let's get to the sightings. One is a man in dark clothes, and whose face is bearded, is regularly appearing. The appearing of this ghost refers to a very well-known incident that happened on the Queen Mary ship, where a fireman was killed by getting crushed underneath a watertight door during a regular fire drill. This apparition is of the same man who was killed and now haunts the doorway, which was responsible for his death in the first place.
Oh, so people have actually seen an apparition around the door?
Yeah, the man with a beard wearing dark clothes.
Allison.
Yeah.
Just so you know, his name is Henry Petter.
Henry Petter.
Give him some respect and say his name.
Henry Petter.
They didn't give me that when I looked.
That's a really cute name, by the way. I feel bad that Henry Petter.
He was only 18 years old.
Oh my god, Henry!
Yeah.
Petter.
Step away from the door.
You guys,
Henry?
my cat won't leave. My cat will not leave me alone.
Oh, hi, cat.
Look how she just wants to be a podcast kitty.
Can you hear her purr?
Don't put her face.
No.
I saw her.
She got face in the microphone.
She got instantly uncomfortable. I saw.
She was about to bite your mic.
All right, here we go. Appearing of okay. Sorry, bad. You can hear footsteps on the floor near the first-class swimming pool. when there is no one swimming. I think that swimming pool is completely closed. They don't let anybody in there anymore. As far as I've seen and heard.
I can't go swimming there. Shame.
I feel
No,
like why
too many
wouldn't
people
they
died.
let
They're
why
like, "Fuck
wouldn't
that."
they let you? It's a hotel now though. Wouldn't they let you still swim in the swimming pool? Like who doesn't
can
want to
swim
go
in
to a
the other pool.
hotel? Oh,
As far
so
as-
one of the
as far
two
as-
pools.
Yeah, no, they're like, screw that, close this pool. Apart from these two events, sounds of children crying and laughing in a third-class playroom nursery, and the sightings of a little girl who drowned in the second class. Okay, close both. Oh my god!
Every pool.
Close them all. The second class swimming pool has also been noted and reported. Wow. All right, so these are the ghosts and their names. Not like names as in like their, maybe it's kind of like their names as in names of people
like
have
their
given
names
them.
people call them.
Yes.
What their
First, we have
spectral
the-
forms are known as.
Yeah. First, we have the White Lady. In present day, the Queen Mary functions as a tourist attraction and hotel. Visitors are especially intrigued by one woman who has checked in but never checked out. Guests and workers alike have reported sightings of a white lady, a woman floating at the end of the first class lounge called the Queen's Salon. Dressed in a ghostly white evening gown, for more than half a century, this ghost has been spotted in different times.
I'm looking online. I'm seeing one of these pictures. That definitely looks like a lady.
Yeah. Wearing white.
That's a lady.
That's definitely
Alright,
a
here, let me-
ghost.
Let me keep going. I'll start at Little Jackie again.
Yeah, start at the beginning of Jackie.
So, Little Jackie. Perhaps it's Little Jackie's tragic history that inspired her to stick around the haunted vessel, but we may never know. Jacqueline Torin was 5 or 6 when she drowned in the ship's second-class pool, which is now the Royal Theatre. Visitors reported hearing Little Jackie splashing, calling for her parents. Oh my god, I just got chills. Jeez.
Wait.
And she even responds to questions when prompted to.
Ooh.
Some visitors believe that Jackie has a friend, Sarah, who drowned in the same pool in 1949. Oh my god!
There's so many little girls drowning.
That's really sad. Alright, next
Well,
one is...
At least they're not alone, right?
I guess.
yeah. I guess. Close the pools. Next one would be John Henry. Just like Little Jackie, John Henry has a sad story of his own.
I thought you were
And-
gonna say just like Jackie, he drowned in the
He
swimming
drowned,
pool.
yeah.
I literally
my
thought
God.
you were gonna say
Close
yeah.
the pool. Yeah.
these pools are cursed.
Don't go there. John Henry has a sad story. Let's see. Henry worked in the boiler room, and it was there where where he remains to be found. Ghost hunters reported seeing Henry's shadow's figure lurking between the boiler room and the green room. Some even claim to have spoken with Henry, who sometimes you can have audible conversations with and will respond to you about beer.
Same. Yeah.
Same, yeah, talk to me about beer, I'll respond.
Wait,
Next
do we
one
know?
is called...
Do we know how Henry died? John Henry?
I
I was
he
just
died in the
wondering if you
boiler
knew
room.
offhand.
No, I don't know offhand who what
Interesting.
caused his death.
Maybe
I just know that
alcoholism.
Yeah. Perhaps he drank too much. Next ghost is called Grumpy. Grumpy
You like it?
is arguably one of Queen Mary's most memorable ghosts, also known as Grumpy the Growling Ghost. This spirit, whose actual identity is unknown, is especially memorable because he tends to growl at visitors. Oh,
Okay, I don't like it
Hell.
anymore.
yeah, hell no. I don't like if someone alive growls at me, especially someone dead.
Let alone a dead person.
So Grumpy is said to lurk in the room under the stairs near the first-class swimming pool, and suddenly he joins John Henry in the boiler room.
I thought you said
Whoa,
lark.
it's kind of crazy.
Like he's larking down there.
He's lurking. Grumpy be lurking.
He's larking.
Yeah, he's been lurking down there.
He's like a little troll or a little goblin.
Yeah. Underneath the stairs.
I have a
Yeah.
feeling you guys don't know what larking is based on your reaction to what I said.
I thought he was saying lurking in like a cute way.
No, it's a type of
Is this-
cosplaying.
Oh, you're thinking LARPing.
LARPing, yeah, that's what I thought Allison
No,
said.
yeah, no, she's saying larking.
No, I
We're
heard
all confused.
we all heard different things.
We're all confused.
Grumpy is all things to all people.
Grumpy's whatever
Let
you
me
want him to be.
Yeah. Lurking, LARPing, he's all over the place.
All right, the next one is Captain Treasure Jones. Captain Treasure Jones was the last captain. An incredible one. He was
What a
a captain
distinguished
of
gentleman.
Yeah, what a distinguished.
Okay, this sounds like the
captain.
name of a fake pirate. Captain Treasure Jones.
No, he was the last active captain of the Queen Mary, sailing the ship from 1965 to 1967, that's cool. That's I mean that would be a cool captain just by the name.
I got it. Treasure Jones. He was born to be a ship captain.
Yeah, he did the Lost Voyage. He's just really known in the community. He died at age 87 in 1993 and is well known for his affiliation with cigars. And people said that you could see the captain smoking a cigar on the ship, which is kind of creepy.
He's like, my name's Treasure Jones.
Yeah,
I'm
bitch.
supposed to be on a boat. Yeah.
I sail this boat, I die on this boat.
I died, I
another
go back
one,
to this boat.
John Petter, Malin, young Petter. There were 49 reported deaths on the Queen Mary during this time in service, one in which was that of John Petter, otherwise known as Half Hatch Harry. Cool name. The infamous door 13 locked in the shaft alley crushed the 18-year-old crewman to death when he was playing chicken with another crewmate. Wow, that's not a smart idea.
Wow, that was okay. He sounds like an 18-year-old now.
Yeah. Dude,
I'm sorry. Wait.
Play chicken.
Was his what was his nickname? Hatch.
Half Hatch Harry.
Did he get that nickname before or after he was cut in half by a door? Okay,
because if it was before, that was that was portentous.
Either way, it's a little fucked up if it's before or after.
But yeah, apparently he was playing chicken with the door with another crewmate before he got killed. His Petter is known to leave behind greasy handprints in areas where he roamed. It remains one of the ship's most popular attractions in ghost hauntings.
He sounds like a toddler, man. Like
got greasy half body, Harry Petter.
Leaving like Cheeto handprints everywhere.
Yeah, we have one more, and then I have some information from the YouTube video that I watched. The last one of the ghosts that has a name is Dana. Easily the creepiest of the Queen Mary onboard deaths, legend has it that someone murdered a young woman named Dana and her family in room B474. The killer strangled Dana, little sister, and mother on the bed, and then shot Dana to death in the bathroom.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Dana's spirit can be found lurking like the other ghosts and the children in the second-class pool, and sometimes joins Grumpy and John Henry in the boiler room.
Oh, okay. So they all hang out.
I want to know why this person decided to murder 3.
Why does anybody?
Why does anyone decide to murder?
You're on a ship. I mean, how can you get away with such a thing? Like killing you? He shot her. When did this, what gun did he use?
Strangled his strangled her little sister and the mom, and then followed her into the bathroom and shot her to death.
That isn't surprising. People kill people in public places.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's on a ship. How did nobody figure out who did this?
Does it say they don't know who it was?
I mean, I feel like if they did.
Allison didn't say whether or not they caught the person who did.
Yeah, I don't know if they actually did or not.
I've actually learned about cruise ships is that
don't go on them.
Yeah,
First, avoid them.
Yeah. First and
They
foremost.
they don't have to report about like people going missing or something to like there was something about that, like not having to actually report about it. I forgot what it was. I need to look it up again.
Wait,
And
what? Yeah, don't go on a cruise ship.
yeah,
Holy
like
shit.
apparently like there's a like a X amount of people, you know, that go missing every year off of a cruise ship. And I'm like, how do you go missing?
There's
Where'd you
nowhere to
go?
go. Yeah. You're stuck there. Stay on there. Don't get drunk, don't fall off. All right. Next one is a video that actually Madeline and Joel both told me to watch. And it was the BuzzFeed Unsolved video where it was so freaking funny. That video was hilarious. Anybody wants to check that out. But the guy who does it, what's his name? Do you guys remember him? The guy's actual name? I can't remember.
Of the two
Shane
guys?
and Ryan?
There's Shane and Ryan, the two guys
Yeah,
in
the
that
two
show.
guys. So the guy who's always scared, which one's that? Is it
Ryan.
Oh, that's Ryan's the one who like
Ryan.
believes in ghosts and gets scared.
So Ryan was there before when he was younger, and he had video because he wanted to like capture stuff when he was like 17. So he went there when he was younger, and he saw like someone repeatedly poked his face at night, and he like turned to his friend, and he realized his friend was asleep. And he's like, "Oh my god, someone's poking me," and so that freaked him out. And then the next morning after that, he was like, the sink turned on by itself. And then he went to brush his teeth, and then all of a sudden the bag started moving by itself, which is kind of crazy. You know? I wouldn't want to witness something like that. Apparently, like, while they're videotaping the unsolved video, you can hear noises in the kitchen as they're talking, which is crazy because nobody's in there. They were also talking about, yeah, the chef that was killed by the Australian sailors was nuts too. They said that it said in the video that the sailors didn't like his cooking, so they shoved him in the oven.
Sound like real assholes.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yes, don't kill people because you don't like their cooking. My
Yes.
God.
I can't even. I mean, I understand it's an industrial oven he could fit, but like, oh my.
Maybe the thing was they're like, well, we'll just put him in the oven, and if no one comes to look for him, like they don't have to report him missing, so we'll just get away with it.
Oh my god, I thought that was crazy. But yeah, and then while they were recording in the boiler room, they started hearing more noises when, you know, there's no way to hear noises. It's like not an operating ship. So those were crazy because those were like video evidence right in there. But that is the hauntings and sightings that I have.
Yeah, overall, looking into the paranormal claims of the Queen Mary, pretty much all of it's like very textbook kind of stuff. Like when you think about what would happen in a haunted location, right? It's like, you know, oh, there's an apparition that comes across. There's, you know, sounds, bangings, footsteps, voices. But what makes it kind of more unique is definitely just the sheer quantity of supposed sightings there are, which I guess is how it got its reputation as being one of the most haunted ships in the country. So I'd be so curious to go there. I know that at night you could go there and do some, but you know, you have to go to a place multiple times in order, I feel like, to really get a sense of it.
Not when you have Madeline.
Not bad. That's true.
You forget we have Madeline.
I found the thing. Until 2010, they didn't have to report. There was a Cruise Vessel Security and Safety Act passed in 2010, and under that, they had to report missing and criminal activity on ships to the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
They didn't have to report it?
No, apparently not.
2010?
So yeah.
It was the Wild West on those ships until 2010.
Anything goes, motherfuckers.
And apparently since 2000, like something like 200 people have gone overboard, or 200 to 300 people have gone overboard on ships. I'm like, shit, man. It's probably a lot of drunk people. Let's be honest. That's probably a lot of like personal neglect on their own part that causes that. Because There, you know,
200?
people do things where they're like, I'm gonna be like Jack, and they're gonna stand on the edge, and then they fall off. You know, I see it happening.
People being drunk and stupid? Yeah, absolutely.
It makes complete sense.
That's
You put
so
those
crazy,
two
'cause
things together.
that ship is so tall. I can't imagine going over, like, even for fun, going over that railing.
Oh yeah, you're probably
Holy-
if you don't land like precisely right, you're dying on impact. You know, because you're falling like 75 feet onto water, which is at that rate, it's gonna be like concrete. You know, so
Oh my, yeah, that's
most people
nuts.
aren't gonna fall in the position to break the water.
I want nothing to do with that. I'll say that right now.
I really want to meet Grumpy.
Isn't
Is
he
he
the
your
one that
favorite?
growls?
He's the one who got. Well, here's the thing. None of these apparently have hurt anybody, but Grumpy likes to go down to the boiler room
Ryan
to,
Bagara got poked in the face.
That's true. But my cat pokes me in the face, so it's like if I can
Nah!
handle my cat,
Used to it.
yeah, exactly. I can handle poked in the face. It's fine.
No.
I welcome poked in the face. That'd be awesome.
Jill's wild.
I mean, Jill just wants something, you know. That's all she wants.
I'm desperate.
I guess.
Please poke me.
I'm gonna wear a shirt. Yeah, I'll wear a shirt when we visit it, and on the back it'll say like "poke me."
Come at me, ghouls.
In the face.
Yeah.
People are like, whoa.
Poke me in the face. People be like, very bold.
Yeah. Oh my god. Very old.
Yeah, to see what. Yeah, I feel like somewhere like something like the Queen Mary. It seems like there's just so many variations of sightings. It seems like if we go there, there could be a chance
You
that
could
at least
experience
Madeline,
something.
at least
At
yeah.
least I will.
And if you, but if you're there, you can alert me, and then maybe I could get in on it.
Like, Jewel, there's a ghost. You're 9 o'clock. Your turn.
Poke me.
Poke me.
Please,
that'll
I
be my
beg you.
that'll be my cue. Poke me.
Oh my god. Please
Will no
don't
one
touch
poke
her.
this girl?
I mean, you'll just see Allison like pee herself, and you'll know something ghostly might be happening.
That's when I know she got poked.
That or Allison just hasn't gone to the bathroom.
That's how I know she got.
Jewel got surpassed for the pokage.
I'd be very upset if Allison got poked and I did it.
Jill's been surpassed by the pokage her whole life. It's
I know.
she's used to it.
The poke has passed right by me every time.
I mean, one walked right into your room when you were a child.
It didn't
You're
do
just
shit.
scared
Yeah,
of
that's
him.
the
It
point.
didn't poke you though.
Yeah. It didn't do shit. It had prime opportunity. I was asleep. I was vulnerable.
You fucking
But I
imagine
never got poked.
if you're like, how old were you? Like 9?
Yeah, like
laying
9.
in bed and you get poked in the back of the head and you turn around and Allison's towel's just floating there and it just drops. Like
So
if
now we meet.
that's your experience, like 9
If
years
that
old,
is-
traumatizing, you'll
About to say, what if that-
traumatizing.
What if that did happen, but I repressed it?
I know. We need to take you to a
Hypnotherapy.
yes, thank you, hypnosis. You need some of that.
That actually could be really fun.
Hypnotherapist?
It turns out
Yeah.
you got abducted by aliens or something.
And Bigfoot.
Oh my god,
and
no.
There's so much
Stop.
Jill's been suppressing her whole life. That's why she's so tense.
yeah, I've gone through my whole life and like, yeah, I've never seen anything. But like deep in the recesses of my consciousness, a little girl screams.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh no. That's terrifying. You guys are crazy.
But the Queen Mary, like I was saying, I think this could be a good opportunity in terms of potentially seeing something. At least hearing something. I'd be good with hearing something. It seems like there's been more sounds and apparitions. Apparitions, of course, like the creme de la creme. You don't get those often, but little sounds.
Well, we
Look at
could
those.
always plan a trip. It's really close.
In Long
No.
Beach.
Well, technically John's birthday. We could celebrate John's birthday.
Johnny's not gonna be home. We're gonna
So-
go celebrate John's
No, I
birthday
know.
without him.
We'll send him videos
We'll
like,
just
Johnny,
send
we
him
had
videos.
so much fun at your birthday party.
Like, Johnny, we went to this boat for your birthday.
I mean, honestly, that's not the most abnormal thing because we planned birthday parties for him and then he just forever to show up.
He almost didn't show up.
Yeah, he almost
Oh,
didn't.
you're so right. You know, at this time we'll plan his birthday party, and we'll be like, "Hey, we just skipped the part where we invite you and you don't show up by just
At
not inviting
least
you."
we can't be disappointed.
Oh no, that's depressing.
Johnny's gonna listen to this later.
Sorry,
I hope
Johnny.
he
Damn.
feels it.
I scarred them for life.
Yeah, he's like, "Wow,
Fuck it.
they really
Fuck
got
yeah, you
hurt
did.
there." All right, we got White Lady, we got Jackie.
Did you talk about
We got a
like
bunch.
I read there was a peddler. I don't know what that.
Oh what?
That it was a crewman. I don't know, a purser. No, it was a purser. I don't know what that means, but that's what they were. Apparently, they were murdered in like the dressing rooms. I read that. I don't know if that
All
was.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, another. Wait. So there's another murder?
Yeah, apparently. But I don't know. It's one.
I would think at least some of the people who got speared by the Queen Mary.
It sounds, Ghost Ship. How like there are people like just being murdered left and right.
Oh yeah, I remember. that.
Was that just common on cruise ships or like ocean liners in the 1930s to 50s? They're just murdering each other.
Apparently
everywhere.
everyone brought like every belonging they've ever had their entire life. So I could totally see that happening where people have like like they said they had like a bunch of gold. People are there just to get it.
Well, I mean, that wasn't Bob Hope's gold. It was the Treasury or something's gold that was being transported.
No, I know. I'm not saying it was Bob Hope's.
Okay, I was like, Bob Hope don't have that much gold.
What made you think it was Bob? I never even said his name.
Well, because you said people were transporting like all their personal belongings, and I'm like, that wasn't everything Bob Hope had. I don't know.
Like Bob Hope.
Like, yeah.
I mean, thought of Bob. Exactly. Just like Bob.
I mean, I think what I can gather is that like a lot of people use ocean liners for like it was like businessmen and stuff. Like they were like Walt Disney traveled on it to go see the Alice in Wonderland premiere in England.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, that's
a nice way to travel. Honestly, like when you're not drowning in the swimming pool, it's probably really fun.
There came a time when like there were airships, that were kind of used for travel for a little while. But I guess it was faster, but the accommodations weren't as luxurious.
So they said, hell no?
I guess. I don't know. That could only be the reason why. I don't know. Maybe it just was too new. I'm not sure why people. But I guess based on the statistics, there weren't any accidents until like the Hindenburg and stuff. Like no one had died on an airship. Yeah, the one that really stuck it home. I guess.
The one that haunts everyone's dreams.
Yeah, they had one horrific crash. Like, nope, no more airships.
Like that, and like the Macone.
Well, that was crazy.
It's like I guess there were like a couple that we talked about the USS Macone last week. It was one of the ones. It was the airship that crashed off of Point Sur.
You know what else is crazy?
Right.
Train crashes. Those are terrifying.
Yeah.
Talk about that shit.
Let's talk about a train crash now.
That could be one of our locations, right?
But yeah, I don't know.
Sorry, we don't.
A train crash is our location.
The side of a train. I could see the side of a train crash being a side of a haunting.
Like we came here to this train crash.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much more to say about the Queen Mary. It was a pretty like cut and dry haunted location. Yeah, just it was just really standard stuff.
Confirmed.
People died. Yeah, they stayed.
There's a lot of videos on YouTube and stuff too, which was really mind blowing to me. That like that's how like well known it is,
Yeah, there's a lot of curiosity about it.
Yeah, I mean, if you get to see, so many people stay there, so much you can probably get a lot of just casual evidence from everyday people.
Yeah, I'm really psyched to go there and see if we can catch anything.
We'll go yearly until she gets that haunted experience.
Till I have my conversation, so I can share a beer with John Huffy.
Or Grumpy goes home with her.
No, that's okay, Grumpy. You can stay on the ship.
Yeah. Please don't do that.
I'm just poke me in the face and stay. Okay, you don't have to do more than that. The other option is
What, Joel? Tell me your other options. What else do you want?
That's for my other podcast. Thank you.
Joel After Dark.
Oh fuck! Oh my god! Literally, I have like tears running down my face. This is great. I love this podcast. This is great.
Best episode so far.
Best episode we got. Oh,
All right.
man.
Well, that's been the Queen Mary.
And we hope you get poked in the face.
No.
Okay.
One day your time will come.
Wait,
Okay, I can't laugh
Well,
anymore. My throat's harder.
Whoever, whatever is haunting the Queen Mary, our hope is that when we go there, we'll be able to get some evidence of it.
Yeah, apparently
hopefully
what,
share it-
100,
hopefully share it here.
153 different people?
Yeah, between 150 people, you'd think we'd run into one of them. And it's a big boat, so
Yeah.
maybe not, but
No, we will.
You
Just
think so?
one. That's all I asked for.
they're all
We're not
hanging out
creepy.
at that closed swimming pool.
I don't see. That's the one place I knew that you were gonna say to, and that's like the one place I wanted to avoid.
really, you really have a bad feeling about the swimming pool? I would think the boiler room is what would freak you out.
No, it's that swimming pool, man.
Damn.
Mm-mm.
What about
that's where
the
we're going.
room that they had to completely tear up and make vacant because it was apparently so active?
I honestly might want to go there. It might sound weird, but that sounds like a great time.
And that
It's
reminded me of like
swimming
1408.
Ooh, 1408. Okay,
Mm.
say that.
No, that you say it. Okay, now it's
Ooh, avoid.
1408, but you're on a fucking boat. Okay,
It's worse.
it's worse.
1408. Boat. No, yeah, that sounds horrific. Avoid at all costs. That's a scary movie. How dare you bring that up?
It is a scary movie.
Yeah, that movie's hella scary.
Messes with your mind, man.
Well, thank you guys for talking about the Queen Mary with me tonight. This was very interesting.
Oh, it was great.
Definitely one of those locations that I think we have a really good shot.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
what I think.
honestly, yeah, I think this one so far had the most
Like
Is that what it's called?
independent, like verification. Yeah.
yeah, like just so many different things going on, which is crazy to me. They're like, yeah, no, this is totally a thing, and I'm like, oh god.
What's also
Scary.
crazy, we're already at the end of this episode. Thank you everyone for joining us on episode 4 of Girls Versus Ghouls. Tune in next week for our latest episode, and stay spooky.
Ooh, spook.
Stay spooky. I like
Stay
that.
stay spoopy.
Spook.
Bye. Girls
Versus
Ghouls.